at the inspiration stage, we have Let's Collaborate. My experience with YouTube collabs by Nilla, so you're not going to want to miss that. Come over to the inspiration stage right now. Come one, come all, big, tall, small, all of y'all. Come to the inspiration stage. You don't want to miss it. All right, next on the inspiration stage, we have an up-and-coming rising star. Let's give it up for Nilla! Woo! All right, he's ready to rock the mic. Here he is. He's going to teach us how to collab.
Hello, Minefaire San Diego. My name is Vanillaraccoon, and I'm here to talk about my experiences with collaborations over the past 5 years now. So, I got 3 specific collaborations that I would like to talk about, and these are probably my most favorite ones. The first of which is when I was playing on the Decidedly Vanilla server, and what we did was we raided an ocean monument. At the time, they were fairly new to the game, but we also already watched other people raid them in interesting, fun ways, so we figured, let's try and do it in our own unique way. So a couple of us were just sitting around figuring out what can we do that's different, and then Pixel Rift said, why don't we just place signs on the walls instead of having to drink the water potions that allow us to get around underwater. So we went ahead, found an ocean monument, we made a lot of signs, and then when it came to actually doing it, we just went ahead, dove right in through the entrance, and then we started placing the signs. Now, it did get a little annoying having to place a sign against the wall, have that interface come up, and quickly back out of it, but eventually we got the gist of it, and so we pretty much raided an ocean monument. It took a little bit longer than we thought, but it was fun nevertheless, and the reason why this particular collaboration stands out to me is because even though we were YouTubers and we were recording a video, we weren't really worrying about the analytics. We weren't worrying about like, oh, is someone going to comment about this or that? Is someone going to critique us or whatever? And so it was just a group of friends coming together, common goal, and having fun. The second collaboration that I would like to talk about is when I was asked to participate in a UHC. For those of you who don't know, a UHC is when you have something like Hunger Games, you come together in a single world, you have one life, you cannot regenerate health if you were to lose it, unless you eat a golden apple. So, at the time, I just met someone who, to this day, is one of my best friends online, and his name is Winter Grave. He is a mod developer who works closely with Isco85 of Hermitcraft, and then he also does his own projects. So I asked him, would you like to do this UHC with me? It's a team-based one. He said, sure. Now, UHCs typically last about an hour. You record 20-minute long videos, and along the way, you just gather up the materials and resources that you're going to need in order to then win the grand gladiator battle at the end. So along the way, we stumbled across a skeleton spawner, and jokingly, I asked him, do you want to turn this into a skeleton farm? He said, sure. That caught me off guard because I was just joking. I was like, we have one life. We cannot afford to take damage. Skeletons have bows that can hurt us. But we successfully turned a skeleton spawner into a skeleton farm. Barely took any damage whatsoever. But the reason why this particular collaboration stands out to me is because here we were, we had an objective in mind. It was to survive until the end and win the grand gladiator battle. But instead, we decided to just take a fun idea and actually go for it. We just had a spur-of-the-moment idea come to mind, and we made it happen. The third collaboration that I would like to talk about is one that was fairly recent, actually. It was last year for Halloween. During the evening, one of my friends, the fabulous Mr. Wafflestick, reached out to me. He's a member of the Waystone SMP. He messaged me saying, hey, the Waystone SMP are going to be inviting some friends to play some mini games and have fun this evening. Some of us are going to be streaming it, some of us are going to be making videos to release later on. Would you like to join? I had nothing better to do that night, so I said, sure. So I got the details and everything, and then we met up in a Discord call, and we all just hopped on to the Hypixel minigame server, I believe. Yeah, that was the first one. And we just played minigames. I knew only Mr. Wafflestick. Everyone else from the Waystone SMP I had not met before, I had not heard of before. The friends that they invited, same thing. Didn't know them, never heard of them. But not long into the evening, when we started playing our mini games, we just became very friendly. Afterwards, we followed each other on the Twitter. We sometimes message each other. Sometimes we chat. We chat. We sometimes respond to each other's tweets. But the reason why that one stands out to me is because when it comes to collaborations, you not only, in my opinion, want to make sure you're having fun, but you want to make sure you keep an open mind because you can meet new people who later on can become friends, best friends, or maybe even have someone, or even know someone that can introduce you to someone else. Now, in my own opinion, the best collaborations to watch are the ones where the people involved are enjoying it. Because if you're watching someone...
You're okay.
Okay. I was like, I saw them. Anyways, the best collaborations to watch are the ones where the people in it are enjoying it. Because you know they want to produce more content like that for you to watch. They're not only just going to be making a video because they can, but they're making a video because they want to make sure that you have something new to watch, whether it be every day or every other day, something consistent at least. Did I miss something? Okay. Anyways, when it comes to collaborations, at the end of the day, you want to make sure you have fun. You want to make sure that you do a collaboration that can showcase what everyone is good at. For me as a builder, if I want to do a collaboration, I would like it to be with another person who is a builder. Maybe we can have a build-off, see who can build the best house, the best tree house, the best castle, the best home, whatever the case may be. If you're a PvP player, maybe do a collaboration of who can win the most mini games of a certain genre or area, field of expertise. Collaborations, they're fun. They can benefit your channel. It's almost a way of encouraging your own community to go check out another person and join their community as well. It's like bringing two different communities into one, so to speak. Everyone can meet new people, make new connections, make new memories, and like I said enough times already, have a lot of fun together. But that's pretty much it for my little collaboration speech. If anyone has any questions, we can do a quick little Q&A.
Spirit of collaboration, what kinds of negative experiences have you possibly had with that? Like where maybe you tried to collaborate and things didn't go well, and how did you handle that if that happened?
So, one time I actually had this one online friend where we had these ideas of what we could possibly do for a collaboration. But he and I are sort of, I guess you could call perfectionists, where we want to make sure it really showcases what he and I are good at doing and why our respective communities should check each other out. The only reason why these collaborations haven't come into fruition is because we never really got down to the nitty-gritty details of things. Like we wanted it to be just right, the best video that we could ever produce for a collaboration, but again, we're like perfectionists, so we're still bouncing around ideas, we still have stuff in the works, but it's just like the right timing and how we're gonna do it.
Okay, nice. What's maybe like the biggest or best collaboration ever? Or maybe a couple, because I know it's hard to choose like who's your best friend when you have like 20 really good friends.
I'm gonna have to go with anytime my buddies LoyXP and I just hop on the Hypixel minigame server and just play minigames. Most often it's going to be playing build battle because he and I like to build, and whether we do it a solo build battle or a team-based, we always have a lot of fun, we always have a lot of laugh. We both like to poke fun at each other, but it's always in good spirit, and we know that it's like in a friendly way.
So if you had like one word to describe what your 2019 is going to be, kind of like a goal, what do you think it would be?
For one word, I would say extraordinary. As for my goal, I'd like to grow my community even more, get more interaction, because aside from creating content and enjoying it, seeing it as an artistic outlet for me, I also would like to try and utilize it to help get extra life stuff more done.
Or you want me to bring
You got a
it to you?
question?
Yeah, here. Let me see if it'll reach.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can remember him?
Like follow him?
Oh,
Like, are you asking to follow him? Or ask your question again, I didn't understand.
is there any way we can remember?
Like, you want his autograph too? Sign your thing. Oh, okay. He wants
was
your
that?
autograph.
Oh.
Be extraordinary about your 2019. Like, why is it going to be extraordinary? What do you hope to accomplish?
Well, as of the 26th of January this year, well, this month obviously, I would have been on YouTube for 5 years now. And at this point, I confidently feel like I've found my niche when it comes to producing Minecraft Let's Plays, Minecraft Let's Builds, Minecraft transformation videos, whether it be for a village, an ocean monument, an end city, an end city ship. And because I'm constantly finding inspiration for new projects, whether it be making a castle, making a village, modern houses, contemporary houses, I'm just chock full of ideas. And I feel like I'm at my prime now where I can put something out there that's either new or innovative.
Nice.
A little confidence right there.
No, that's good. Any other questions? Vanilla? Yeah.
How did when you like posted like your first video, how did you get so many how did you get so many views? Like how did it attract people to you?
So how did you get people attracted to your first videos? Like, how did it get
How
so
did-
many likes and views?
Okay. So my first video was a Minecraft Let's Build for a modern house. And at the time, there was this one YouTuber named Corrales who was famous for modern houses and everything. And it came to a point where I started doing other builds, other Minecraft Let's Build themes, rustic, medieval, ancient Greek, ancient Roman, Egyptian, other steampunk stuff, fantasy, stuff from movies and television shows that I was watching at the time. And so from my first video, people saw what I was doing. They saw either I was innovating what others were doing or that I was pioneering new stuff for other people to eventually look at and go, this guy's onto something, this could be something new. Quite recently, in one of my Minecraft survival Let's Plays, I made an ancient Roman rustic village. The idea was, what are two things that I tend to build along? And that was Roman and rustic. So instead of using quartz blocks to make your grand white Roman Colosseum-like structures, I just took wooden materials and just applied it into it. And as you know, wooden materials have stairs, slabs. If you place them in your build or project in a certain way, you can apply what I call the DVD, depth, variation, and detail, which, in my opinion, brings more beauty into your build. But then again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Any other questions for Nilla before we wrap it up? All right, thank you folks. You've been great. Let's give it up for Nilla.